It attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online, to the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful, to those who don't stop and those making all the stops, to the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
You're listening to the flagship station of Inter Miami CF, OnsideRadio.com. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Kai Chen Chisholm.
Gaming company Alienware has recently decided to cut ties with game developer Riot Games 10 months early, per multiple reports this past Tuesday. This comes after sexual assault allegations from former Riot employee Sharon O'Donnell against current CEO Nicolo Laurent. Allegations against Laurent first came to light early on in January when O'Donnell accused Laurent of making sexually suggestive remarks and sued the company. O'Donnell also alleged that Laurent became hostile to her and reduced her work responsibilities, which led to her termination in July after she rejected advance from Laurent. The company has been accused in the past of similar accusations of a quote sexually hostile work environment per CNET and will now be without one of their key sponsors. Currently hosting the 2021 Valorant Champions Tour, it'll be interesting to see if sponsors such as Freaks 4 U Gaming and Sport5 decide to bow out.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report. Wake up and good morning. 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh.
What day is it? Look at the calendar.
It's Thursday.
Thursday?
It's Thursday. You have changed something in this room.
I've changed my mind.
About what?
About waking up.
What else is there to do? Going back to sleep.
Wake up! Wake up! Please, wake up!
Why?
Why? You're gonna miss out. You're going to miss it.
Miss what? The show. Show's not over.
In fact,
It's showtime.
Here's Toast and Marsh. You can reach out to Toast and Marsh by dialing
8:03 Thursday morning, OnsideRadio.com, beginning the broadcast day. We are 4th and 20. I am Toast. He is Marsh. We are 56 minutes, 6 hours and 56 minutes away from NBA trade deadline.
Yeah.
See what happens with your Miami Heat.
Nothing.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We got action going down tonight. I got my first shot yesterday, Marsh.
I know. I saw your celebratory drink
Very,
picture.
very nice, man. I'm telling you what, super easy. Super easy. I called a phone number like last week that someone gave me, and I will tweet out that phone number so you guys can call as well, because Broward doesn't have a website you can go to register. Miami-Dade does. Broward does not. So a lot of folks are probably like, how do I just call Walgreens or whatever? I called this number last week. Within 36 hours, they called me back with an appointment.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like perfect. So I went over to Markham Park. It was a drive-through. Didn't have to get out of the car. I was in and out of there in a half an hour, and that includes the 15 minutes where you have to just sit there and wait because I got to make sure you don't have a adverse reaction to it. I will say this, though. I got the Pfizer, and the Pfizer is known because it's got to be kept at like 8,000, like minus 8,000 degrees or whatever. So I assumed that when they injected it, we might feel a little cold.
Yeah.
No.
No? Super easy?
Syringes were just laying there on a table in Markham Park. It's like 75 degrees outside. So I don't even know if I got an act. I don't know, man. Listen, I did my part. I got my first shot. They gave me my little card. I have a second shot in 21 days. They already gave me the appointment. And then I'm done. Then I'm ready for everything to get back to normal.
You're almost there, man.
I'm almost there. In conjunction, now I'll be able to go to a Heat game and sit in the special vaccinated section. So I think it was Inter. Miami is assuming that at some point in the season they'll have full crowds here. They're saying for the start of the season they won't be, but they're guessing that by midway point they're hoping they're going to have full crowds here. I think that's pretty much universal around.
We can see the light.
Listen, I'll just tell you, everyone's going to have to get this card, and if you're going to want to go to a game, you're going to have to show a card.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to get shot, that's fine, bro. If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's on you, but you're going to have to stay home because the rest of us are going to get back to doing stuff. And if you don't have the card, you're going to be SOL. You're not going to be having fun with us. So.
Yeah, I saw the celebratory margaritas.
You got to.
Yeah,
I mean, come
absolutely.
on.
They look delicious.
Yes, and I think the tequila and the vaccine, you mix it together, and it gives it even more potent against the virus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I went over to our boys' whole enchilada, did some margaritas afterwards, and, dude, there's nothing better than margaritas in the afternoon.
Oh,
especially at like 11:45.
I love it.
On a Wednesday.
The day drinking is one of the great joys in life, man.
Day drinking is the best damn thing, bro. It really
is. I love it.
I would day drink every day if I could, but then I'd be an alcoholic. That's not good. That's not good. So how you doing, Marsh? How was your day yesterday?
What did I do yesterday? It was good.
Yeah?
It was good.
Okay.
I'm tired. I won't lie. I won't lie to everybody.
It
feels like a Thursday.
Yeah, no, I'm ready for this week to be done. We did OBB episode last night that was way too emotional. We had Luca's dad on with us. Gave us a whole story about, if you the guys are familiar, hashtag Luca to the U. So that is the OBB episode that we dropped this morning. But that was great conversation with it and everything. But, anytime you talk about a kid that's sick, I'm just going to be an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
And I almost friggin' just lost just introducing him to bring him onto the show last night.
Yeah.
It's just rough. But, if you go to Orange Bowl, boys, we put out their GoFundMe. They're
awesome.
they're getting close to their goal. It'd be great if Canes Nation could get together and get that goal accomplished by like the weekend, a couple more days. I think they're like 7,000.
You put it out on the OBB Twitter?
I put it out on the OBB Twitter. I retweeted it from my Twitter.
Okay.
IB Toast. I think they're like $7,000 away from the number they were. I think they're like 28,000. They need to get to like 35. Kid's battling leukemia, so it's he needs a tough little kid. But program's been circling the wagons around him. Manny Diaz sent him some stuff. Coach Field did a phone call with him. Kid had no idea who Coach Field is. He's only 4.5, like 5 years old, but still, it meant the world to the family. And good job by the University of Miami and the program and Manny and everybody down there, and kind of making Luca feel special here. But yeah, just hashtag Luca to the U. If you can take part, listen. I understand times are tough. If you can afford $1, if you can't afford anything, that's totally cool. But if you're fortunate enough to have the means right now, this family certainly is worthy of your generosity.
It's an incredible story.
It really is. It really is. So we got action tonight, man. We got the Heat.
Yeah, it's a busy day, man. I really thought something was going to happen yesterday with the trade. And it obviously didn't. I know that the Raptors are still trying to include Tyler Hero.
Well, that's why I'm surprised at folks wigging out that it didn't happen yesterday. The Raptors want Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Here. So that means, and the Heat don't want to give Tyler Hero. So this is a game of chicken, and this is going to come down to the last hour before the deadline.
Really?
I mean, that's what's going to. I mean, so whether or not a deal is made, I wouldn't put a whole bunch of stock that it wasn't made yesterday, meaning that there's not going to be a deal made. I just think that shows that both sides are dug in and they're waiting to see who's going to blink and why are you going to give in when there's still 20 hours left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's business.
It is. It's business, man. So
now, are you still totally against giving up Hero in this?
For Lowry, yeah.
Now, what if it's Lowry and Powell? Lowry and Powell, I'm giving them up.
Really?
I am.
I don't know.
Listen, there comes a point, and listen, we all love what this young man did in the bubble last year. But since before the bubble, and then this year, not been the same Tyler Hero.
No. He's been.
He is the worst three-point shooter in the league right now. Basically, statistically, he's awful. So I mean, yes, I understand he's only 21. I get it. So many years left. 20 years left on this kid's career, possibly 15 years left. I get it. But the Heat are a win-now mode. This isn't a team that's building for the future. This team has a window with Jimmy Butler that is open for about this season and maybe 2 more.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's 32, right?
31.
31?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, and with Gordon, I mean, the window of this team, you know, certainly with Jimmy being a key part of it, is only a few years. So this is win now.
Yeah.
Are you going to give up winning now or making a good push because you think Tyler Hero is going to be God's gift in 3 or 4 seasons?
Well, and I know that the Oladipo thing is still out there. I mean, whether you want him or not.
I mean, listen, only because he's a scorer, I get it, and we obviously need another option. We do. We need another option there. I mean, I wouldn't give up much for him. I'm not giving up much for Oladipo. I'll give stuff up for Lowry and maybe Lowry and Powell. I'll give up the everything for those two. I'm not giving up much for Victor. Okay. I'm just not. I'm not giving up Tyler for Victor. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I'd agree with you on that. I'd have to agree. And then when does
And that franchise is a dumpster fire right now. They can't buy a win. I mean,
they're so bad.
Isn't Oladipo a free agent after this year?
That's a good question.
Is he? I'm not sure. I don't think you give up a whole lot.
I think him and Lowry both are.
Yeah,
I know Lowry.
Then I'm not giving up anything of worth for Victor Oladipo if I'm going to have to re-sign him and deal with that.
And then I know what's the deal with LaMarcus Aldridge? When is that when would that buyout take place?
Yeah, well, there's his buyout. There's also the J.J. Redick buyout. I'm sorry, what was that, Sean?
Unrestricted free agent after the season.
Right, but I don't know when the buyout thing
For
happened.
Oladipo, I'm talking
about.
Okay. I mean, I'm hearing LaMarcus Aldridge and possibly J.J. Redick. Now, J.J. Redick would make sense if you trade away Duncan and you need to bring in a veteran 3-point guy, then boom, there you go.
My mortal enemy.
Why is he your mortal enemy? I saw that yesterday. What did he do to you?
He went to Duke, and I've just all the Duke documentaries I saw.
Yeah, I hate Duke as well.
I hated him so much in college.
All right, so that means he was your Christian Laettner. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it was Christian Laettner. For you, it was J.J. Redick. I get it.
Didn't he flip off the Maryland student section or something? I don't know. I was just like, oh, this little bastard.
The other aspect is I'm wondering how much. Listen, there's a special relationship with Kyle Lowry and the Toronto organization.
Yes.
And apparently they want to do right by him.
Mm-hmm.
So the two teams I'm hearing about are Miami and Philadelphia. He's from Philly. He's from Philly, grew up there, so it'd be a homecoming for him. Then late last night, I see something on ESPN or one of the sites. I don't know which one. There's so damn many. That his interest in Philadelphia isn't nearly what his interest is in Miami.
Well, because he's good friends with Jimmy.
They're like best friends.
Yeah.
Jimmy's best friend in the league is Kyle. Kyle and Gordon are his two best friends in the league, apparently. Those two are battling for 1A, 1B in the the world of, you know.
Yeah, in the Jimmy world.
The Jimmy world of BFFs.
Like the top friends on MySpace. No, I think Kyle, we've talked about it for so long. This is years in the making.
Right, but this is the last day, man.
This is literally the last day.
We're 7 hours away. Oh, my God. Less than 7 hours away. We are now 6 hours and 46 minutes away.
And the thing is, if we lose tonight, we're back under 500.
Yes, with no hope. Well, and here's the thing. But here's the other thing, is that if you don't make this deal, right, then how attractive are the Heat to these veterans that are getting bought out? Are the Heat attracted to J.J. Redick anymore? Are the Heat attracted to LaMarcus Aldridge anymore? If they don't make this move and now they're under 500 after tonight, are they...
How many people want to come
exactly,
here?
There's going to be better options for these guys out there.
How things change in a week.
Exactly, right? We were... ever since you opened your mouth, you ass, they haven't won since you opened your... You're like, how do you fix this, Marsh? You got to sage yourself. You have to do something. I don't know. But how are you going to fix this today?
I don't
You have to
know.
fix it before the game tonight.
I don't know what to do.
You got to like dance naked on the beach and throw salt over your shoulder and like chant. I don't know. But you better figure it out,
across
bro.
the pitch. Streak
Yeah, you
naked
got to
across the
figure it
pitch.
out because you have jinxed this team. They have winless since you called them on. They're going on a winning streak. They haven't won since.
That's so bad.
I know.
That's so bad.
You're single-handedly ruining the Heat season. Single-handedly.
Oh, what the hell?
I know. I don't know. You have to fix this. Only you can fix this, Marsh. You have to find the Infinity Stones or something, or the mother boxes. I don't know.
And it's not like the Blazers are a bad team either.
Just saying. Yeah. Oh, Dame.
Dame
You got to get.
Dame is one of my favorite players.
You
in
have
the
to
NBA.
get a Dame voodoo doll today, and you have to just stick pins all over him.
That's so bad.
I'm just saying. Well, I don't know what you got to do something. We got to win tonight, and this is on you. South Florida is blaming you.
Do I go to the game tonight?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You
go-
can't go to the game.
I go to the game.
Yes.
Because I won last
You can't
time
get
we were
into
there.
the game.
Well, last time I went to a game.
But you're not going to get in. They don't allow 2,000 people in. You don't have a ticket.
I can get a ticket.
They're not allowing 2,000 people in. You don't think it's already sold
But
out?
there's still it's not.
No?
There's still tickets online that you can get.
Oh, there are?
Yeah,
All right.
And
Then maybe you should go tonight.
Last time I went, we ended a losing streak.
Then I think you know what you have to do.
I hope the sniffing dog bites you.
I think you have to show up there tonight, and you have to, sage yourself beforehand, and yeah, you have to go.
This
there
might
tonight.
happen.
Yeah, I think it should. You have to document the whole thing on social. This is all up to you now. Them getting the 4 seed is all in your hands.
I'm gonna text my brother.
And any little added dance you can do to make this Lowry trade go through, that'd be great as well.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't know what I can do with that.
Well, figure out something.
Yeah.
Plenty of good stuff to get to today. We got Lucky Louie coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk to Edwin later today. We're going to talk to Peter Parker. Is that it? Or No, not Peter Parker.
Stats.
Parker Stats. All of that. We're going to talk some Canes. You've got a whacked out McDonald's story.
Oh, that was so awkward.
This is by yesterday after the show.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right. All this stuff coming up. Big show today. We're with you until 10 o'clock. A reminder that from 3 until 6 today, Alex Dono covers everything in sports. Alex Dono's Man of the Match from 3 until 6 exclusively at OnSideRadio.com.
You can reach out to Toast and Marsh by dialing 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
A message to help keep you safe. If doctors told us today that we'd made a breakthrough on COVID-19, saving thousands of lives, we would rejoice. Finally, a good news day. We'd feel less afraid that our loved ones would be struck by the invisible enemy. We'd start to feel hope that we could live our lives again. Well, a mask does all that. We can help protect others by covering our noses and mouths, which is how the virus mainly spreads. Masks are a ticket to freedom, to be out in the world, to getting together, back to work, back to doing what we want. If doctors announced we could save lives today, we would grab that breakthrough with both hands. While we wait for a vaccine, grab the breakthrough that's already here. When we're out, it's masks on.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
We know he's the emotional leader, but now we get to see in this kind of situation when, honestly, when it went south with Minnesota, he wanted to head elsewhere. Well, this is the first time with the Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler it's gone south. I'm kind of curious. This, guys, is true leadership.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
$8:21. Thursday morning, 4th and 20. I'm Toast. He is Marsh. Every Thursday at this time, we'd like to go ahead and bring on a dear friend. We call him Lucky Louie. Good morning, Lucky. How are you today?
Hey.
Good morning, gentlemen. Starting to get a little warm up here. We're going to be in the 70s, and we're going to touch 80 degrees tomorrow in the Northeast.
Oh, wow. We're going to be we'll be well into the 80s today. And, we'll be around. The humidity has come back today. We are definitely done with spring. This is the beginning of summer, I believe, in South Florida, so...
Yay! Are the spring breakers, are they still down there, down in South Beach?
I mean, listen, first of all, Louis, understand that when you use the term spring breakers, at least me, folks think of 18 to 22-year-old college kids. That's not exactly what's going on down here. I would say maybe 20% of these people are college age. The rest of them are in their late 20s, early 30s, just acting like asses.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably right about that because I have a stat. Everyone's getting their stimulus checks from the government, and they're saying that 62% of all college students are investing their stimulus checks in the stock market. So I guess they're not hanging out down in South Beach on Collins Avenue partying like it's 1999.
Well, you know what, Louis? You bring up a good point. So all that stimmy money has been hitting a lot of people's bank accounts over the last couple of weeks. If you don't want to throw that at credit card bills or whatever sort of debt you had going on. If you wanted to invest that and you ended up getting like $1,400 or like $2,000, where should folks be throwing that? Throw it all at one spot or kind of spread it around? Any specific areas you'd recommend?
Well, I wanted to start off by reflecting, where we were a year ago. Okay, we had the 2020 COVID collapse. We had legitimate fears of 25 to 35%. And we had extreme pessimism. And despite all the criticism we give our local politicians in Washington, we got to give them a little pat on the back from preventing a Great Depression, because it was the policies that they enacted with the government, with Jerome Powell, that has led this market to rebound. I mean, if you invested $1,000 a year ago in Bitcoin, it would be worth over $8,000. If you put it in Tesla, about $7,000. If you put it in the NASDAQ, you'd almost doubled your money. And if you put it in the top 500 companies in the world, the S&P 500, it's up about $1,760. So as far as answering your question, I would look to put it into more cyclical type of names, industrial companies, energy companies, because I think gas prices, I don't think you're ever going to see less than $3 gasoline in this Biden administration for the next 3 to 4 years. So I think energy is probably going to be a growth company, like all of these tech stocks. And I think you're seeing a rotation into more cyclical type of names right now.
Okay, so Louis, when you talk about blue chip stocks, are those companies? Would you recommend investors getting into those? Are those safe bets usually?
Well, you're always putting your capital at risk. It's all about timing. Look, if you bought stock in Exxon 10 years ago, you'd be down 50%. If you bought stock in Apple, you had a 4 or 5 bagger. I mean, the winners always kind of rotate, and when one sector zigs, the other sector zags. And, lately you're starting to see these high-tech stocks starting to linger. And, I'm afraid that people, there's an old saying, you never try to chase a falling knife. And, right now, interest rates are starting to ratchet up. I mean, guys, from going to the store, there's inflation. The government is telling you it's only 2%. I say BS. I mean, a cup of coffee used to cost me $2. They just raised it to $2.50. Is that 2%?
No, it's a bit more than that. 25%.
Yeah, but, listen, there's a lot of speculation going on right now. I read something real crazy. We're all on Twitter. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, his first ever tweet was sold as a digital NFT for $2.9 million.
Yeah.
Now think about that for a second. That's insane.
Bro, you want to hear insane, Lucky? Yesterday we had a story. An artist made a digital picture, an NFT, of a house on Mars. So you could buy a house on Mars that's fake, but you could use it for virtual reality. It sold for $500,000.
Wow.
I mean, I don't even understand. Wait, what? Okay, sure. Over my head, bro.
Yeah, I remember back in the days, there was a company called JDS Uniphase. The symbol was JDSU. And a very well-respected Jim Cramer on CNBC. I love the guy. I think he's brilliant. He came up with an axiom. He says, just don't sell us. That stock was over in the thousands. And where was it 2 years later? Bankrupt.
Wow. Wow.
You got to be careful.
Absolutely.
You got to be very careful. I'm seeing a lot of similarities to the late 90s, especially in these SPACs, these high-tech stocks. And look, the reason why these tech stocks did very well, we were in a very adverse situation last year. We were all locked down. We were all on Facebook. We were all on Twitter. We all have an Apple phone. Most of us do, at least. We were watching Netflix. We were Googling everything that said pandemic, okay? And we were shopping at Amazon. And those stocks delivered. And those stocks rip-roared last year. And it's kind of time for a little bit of a break. It's kind of like, in football. The Eric King first quarter is 8 for 8, in his pass completions. The second quarter, he's 4 for 8. The third quarter, he's 4 for 8. If you average all it out, it's 67%. And that's what's called reversion to the mean. Can a baseball player consistently hit 500 throughout a year?
Of course not.
Okay, so what happens? He hits 500 in the month of
It's
April.
200
He hits
in
100
May.
in the month. Right, he hits 100 and you average it out. He averages at 275 for the year, and he makes $25 million a year. By the way, it's amazing. Mike Trout, I love the guy, greatest player on baseball on the planet. He's right 1 out of every 3 times, and he makes $40 million a year.
Yes, baseball's amazing.
If we're right 1 out of 40 years. 1 out of every 3 times, we're in jail.
Hey, Louis, I know that you, obviously, besides stocks, we know Louis is a big-time Canes fan. I know you got some contacts down there. What are you hearing? What are you excited about so far from what you're hearing about spring ball? Did we lose him?
I'm here. I'm hearing Donaldson has really stepped it up. And I'm hearing that Jalen Rivers is the hardest hitter on the offensive line. And listen, I really would rather go with him than Jared Williams at right tackle.
Okay.
I mean, you got to give these young kids a chance. I mean,
Yep.
the guys did college football for 7 years already.
Yeah.
What do you? Well, listen. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I think Jalen Rivers is going to. I think he's going to snag maybe the left guard spot. I heard he's good at tackle too, but he's a guy that I know a lot of people are excited about on this line. It's going to be him or Clark.
I'll be honest. I would rather see Jalen slide into the guard spot. I want Isaiah Walker Jr. to win the right tackle spot.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean that's the stud for me at right tackle. So I'd like to see him beat out Jared.
Well, I'm a little concerned at the center spot. I mean, if you want to go by metrics, I mean, Gaynor, according to PFF, Pro Football Focus, he did not have a very good year last year. And I know he's the leader, but you know what? Clark could play center.
Yep.
And this kid that we got from Columbus, who's probably a year or two away, he's one tough son of a bitch. He's a dog.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and we're also going for another kid from Columbus that's down there right now.
Yeah, Armea.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well,
I'll tell you what, Louis, here's my issue, is that the last 2 regular seasons, the seasons have wrapped up after the bowl games, and I have been as depressed about the program as I have ever been in my life. And then, here we go, off-season Manny strikes again, and now I'm seeing video clips of TVD dropping dimes to people, and I'm like, oh, here we go, baby. I'm getting all excited again, and it's cyclical. Every single year, it's just a thing that happens every year, and by December, I want to slip my wrists.
I know. We always have a problem in December. It's unbelievable. I mean, I think that North Carolina game really tore the heart out of the team, and you know, Herb Street even said it, and the fan base. Like I said, I think we're going to be favored in 10 out of at least 12 games this year. Maybe, depending on how well we're playing into the North Carolina game, we might even be a slight favorite. Because look, they lost a lot of their weapons. So
no, they did. Listen, that'll be a showdown between De'Ara King and Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the TV promos for that game. You can see them now. It's going to be a big one.
Oh, that'll be on Saturday.
Yep.
For sure. I got to tell you, though, the ACC has some really good quarterbacks.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, really good quarterbacks. The kid from Clemson, we got King, we got Powell.
Mackenzie Milton at FSU.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that guy?
You know what? Listen, I love the story. I love what he did at UCF. It's all about, listen, what does he look like now? How much of the same quarterback is he after that injury? I think that's what we're all waiting to find out. There's no way in my mind that he can be what he was. But then again, I didn't think Alex Smith would ever come back. And he did. So the way sports medicine is nowadays, I'm not counting anybody out. But listen, they certainly needed a quarterback up there. They got a guy with a good head on his shoulders. We'll see how he is physically.
Well, how are they getting all of these recruits? I mean, I'm looking at the rankings.
Yeah.
That's another question.
Yep. Norvell's doing a pretty good job.
Well, maybe it's the bag man, you know?
Well, you know what? They're going to, Tennessee has McDonald's. I think up in Jackson, up there, you're going to Pollo Tropical or whatever, getting like bags there. I have no idea.
It's unbelievable. Well, listen, I listened to your show last night on Luca to the U.
Thank you, bro.
It was fabulous, and I would love to come on the OBB one day and talk a little Cane football with my boy Roman.
There you go. We'll get you on.
Absolutely. So, guys, listen. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you so much for having me on, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Lucky Louie, everybody. We love him. Lucky Louie every single Thursday right here at 8:20. Kind of give us a little financial advice as we head in with the markets and everything. Talk a little Canes. All good. You can get the brutal honesty every day from noon until 3 with the Big O. The Onside Zone on your home for sports talk in South Florida. OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Onside Radio enters Kai's Corner with Kai Chen Chisholm every day from 10 a.m. to noon. Join Kai as he discusses the biggest stories in South Florida sports. Tune in every day, 10 a.m. to noon for Kai's Corner on the home for South Florida sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
These are unprecedented times, challenging how the YMCA works to strengthen community as we have for nearly 170 years. But we've always found ways to help people and communities in times of crisis. Right now, Ys across the country are providing emergency childcare, shelter, food programs, and outreach to seniors. But we can't do it alone. Whether you're connected to the Y or have a fond Y memory, we need you to stay with us. Reach out to your local Y today and stay with us for a better us.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Good morning, Miami. I'm Marsh with your Onside Sports Morning Update. Still no trade news to report on for the Heat, as the NBA trade deadline is today at 3 Eastern. Miami's back on the court tonight against the Trailblazers as the Heat try to end their 4-game losing streak. Tip-off from the AAA at 7:30. And the Panthers are in Chicago again tonight against the Blackhawks at 8. Florida has lost 2 straight. This is South Florida's new choice for local sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
8:38, 4th and 20, OnsideRadio.com. I'm Toast. He is Marsh. Be talking with Edwin Garcia later on about some baseball. Talk to Parker Stats.
Parker Stats guy.
About some Kane stats. Knew he put out a thing that was just, oh God, I mean, just the last thing Canes fans need to see, because it leads to the optimism that's just, oh my God. It's like that stupid ass blue chip ratio crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. So we're gonna get into Parker Stats about this and find out why he's hurting my soul.
My favorite thing listening to the OBB is when Roe brings that up.
Freaking blue chip ratio. I swear to God, blue chip ratio is the dumbest stat in the history of college football. It's unbelievable. All right. So, Marsh, what the hell happened to you at McDonald's
Oh
yesterday?
my gosh, this is
Talk to
awkward.
me.
Okay,
Is it
yeah.
the one right out here that we always go to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's our McDonald's, man.
And it's a very good McDonald's.
It's a great
quick.
McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah,
And my
they got
food
their
is always
stuff-
hot.
Yeah,
like,
they got their stuff on lock.
Ice cream
I like
machine
it.
always works, and
I never get the ice cream, but okay.
I've gotten several times. I've gotten
You get a
shakes
milkshake with your Egg McMuffin
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
I've never even considered a milkshake with my sausage and McMuffin.
Yeah, that's my Friday treat.
Oh my God! Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
All right. Oh, vanilla. Really?
Yeah, I do. I love their vanilla.
I love a
milkshake.
strawberry.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'm in the drive-thru, and I was starving after the show yesterday, so I'm so excited. I get my food, and it's, and I get my bag, and instead of saying thank you, I say, I love you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I love you.
I said I love you to the drive-thru person.
What's her name?
I don't know, but I said I love you, and then I went away. I didn't even wait for a response. I felt so awkward.
I love you. Are you gonna go back today?
I don't know. I'll go back tomorrow.
Will you recognize her if you see her?
I know. I recognize her. Like, I know who she is because I go there like 2-3 times a week.
Sure.
And so yeah, she knows me.
What if she loves you too?
Maybe it made her day.
Maybe
Spreading love.
you two are meant
we
to be
love each
together.
other.
Exactly.
There's a little age difference, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. But
listen, well, you said you wanted a cougar anyways.
love is love.
You've been a cougar hunting.
Yeah.
You know.
That dream has died.
Oh yeah. That dream has died.
That dream is
How has that
dead.
dream died?
I just haven't put in the effort.
Well, listen, it was tough during the pandemic, but now with the vaccine rollout happening, dude, by June, all those cougar bars will be packed again. Like you'll be able to go out. They'll be maskless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maskless.
You'll be able to be on the
cougars.
prowl for a little cougar.
So yeah, that was really awkward.
You told her you loved her.
I told her I loved her.
I can't even imagine.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I was just so excited for my sausage burrito, but I was.
Did you tell your sausage burrito you loved him?
I drove so fast out of that parking lot.
I now want to be in the car with you when you go back.
I know.
And hopefully she recognizes you.
Yeah.
You said you loved me yesterday and you just left.
Where you
Before I
been?
can say anything. Let me in the car with you. I want to go home with you.
Oh.
You're my true love.
Oh my gosh.
She can make you Egg McMuffins on
like
demand.
it's like those times when you're like
Imagine this.
If you take a cab to the airport and they say have a nice flight and you say you too.
Sure. Right. You feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Imagine this. If you date or marry someone that works in McDonald's, do they have the skills and do you have the proper stuff in your house for them to make you an Egg McMuffin that is just like one you get at McDonald's?
That's a good question. If so,
Like, do you have the right utensils and stuff, or is there some special machine or whatever? Like, cause dude, if that would be
a game changer.
If you could make me fries from McDonald's and their breakfast menu at my house, if we're dating, bro, I might put a ring on it.
When I get married, I've thought about this because I'm one of those like lame guys that
Sure.
like have thought about their wedding and like on Pinterest and everything. And
no, stop. No,
I
haven't.
I have a Pinterest.
You have a Pinterest and you have wedding stuff on it?
I don't have wedding stuff on the Pinterest. I don't have wedding stuff on the Pinterest.
Sean,
I don't have wedding stuff on the Pinterest.
At what point did my co-host become a female?
I'm an emotional person.
I've been thinking since day one.
Wow,
I haven't looked at it on
about your
Pinterest.
wedding.
I've thought about my wedding.
You're like
yeah.
a 13-year-old girl.
Did
you watch Meghan and Harry's wedding?
I did not. No.
Are you sure?
I
Are
swear
you
I did
positive?
He's got it on loop,
right? Are you? I bet he's got it on demand.
I know, but I have watched the Office episode where Jim and Pam get married like 40 times. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm a sucker for love. I love love.
Then you should watch Princess Bride.
Yeah, I don't like that movie.
But that's like the movie about love.
I know, but I don't like it.
All right.
But I've always thought about having McDonald's cater my wedding.
We got an Egg McMuffin machine.
Oh.
Well, it was kind of like billed as that, like 4 or 5 years ago. but it was for making breakfast sandwiches. We're like, oh, this is, but it's not.
It's
Like
not the
they're
same.
fine, but it's not close.
Yeah, there's
to
just
what you're
something
getting.
about it in the bag, and I don't know.
Their sausage patties are spectacular.
They're really good.
They're really good. I'm sure they're the most unhealthy sausage patties you could possibly have, but they're so damn good. And their English muffins, I don't know, man. The combination, the only thing that can go wrong with the sausage egg and the sausage egg McMuffin is if the cheese isn't melted enough.
Yes,
And
yes,
sometimes that
yes.
happens, and that kills me.
That yeah, because I always get the sausage burrito, and sometimes there's parts of the burrito that's not like boiling hot.
Yeah,
and I
and
hate
that part of the cheese. Yeah,
I
it's
hate
just
that.
yeah.
But at this McDonald's, I've never ran into that problem.
And always the hash browns are perfectly hot.
great,
and
dude.
As I was telling you yesterday, we found a place. We found those exact little frozen hash browns. They don't have the McDonald's logo on them, but at Publix, like a pack of like 20 of them.
Yeah.
Dude, oh, we got those in the freezer.
Yeah, dude, people on Twitter just don't understand,
No.
A, how I love McDonald's so much, and B, how I'm not 400 pounds.
Oh, no, I hate the fact that you're not 400 pounds because I like it as much as you do, and I am a lot closer to that than you are. But no, dude, the McDonald's breakfast menu.
Like, one of the replies yesterday was like, Marshall, I'm seriously like worried about your health.
Oh, no, don't worry. Listen, I'll start giving him crap if he starts getting fat, but he ain't even, no, it's not even, don't worry. He still wears his little friggin' khakis and his little skinny jeans and all that stuff. He's fine, people. He's fine. He talks about all this gorging he's doing. He ain't gained a pound. He's fine.
I know.
And we hate him for it.
We hate him for it. He's like, dude, I got Marsh here I deal with, and then I got friggin' Scoop with the OBB, who that son of a bitch has not gained a pound since high school or college. Or I'll say maybe college. Same size waist, same everything. Mother.
I heard that in your guys' last episode.
I hate him. He can do whatever he wants. Never gains a pound. Never gains a pound in his life.
I love Scoop.
Oh, that son of a bitch. Wearing his friggin' Lululemons. Oh, you'd wear them too if you could fit into them.
Scoop's like an older me.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
That's fighting words.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll fight you in your Lululemons.
Bro, I used to be big. I could show you a picture where you would be shocked.
Okay. Yeah, were you a fatty fat, McFat fat?
On my mission, because
Uh-huh.
I was like big in high school. I wasn't fat, but I like lifted and everything.
Sure.
And then I went to college, put on like the beer
freshman,
weight.
The freshman 20, 30.
And then I left on my mission to the south.
Uh-huh.
And in my
the
first
fried
year,
chicken.
I was up to like 235.
Oh, there we go.
And
All
the
right.
day and then like I looked at myself in the mirror and I was so mortified. And I went on like a very unhealthy diet. I came home, I was 165.
Oh my goodness.
In 1 year.
Wow.
I got to pull up this picture, dude.
Damn, yeah, we got to see that.
Yeah, you would not recognize Fat Marsh, bro.
I want to see Fat Marsh. It made me happy. I want to see Fat Marsh. Sean wants to see Fat Marsh.
Yeah, I do. I gained 2 pounds driving by McDonald's.
Exactly.
yesterday.
Tell me about it, bro. My wife and I, we started doing the Noom thing, like gained weight on it. Stupid asses. Like I'm going to pay you $40 a month. Kiss my ass. We tried that for 14 days, gained weight. Gained weight!
I know my day of reckoning is coming.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, whatever. It's so annoying. All you thin asses out there. Now you can listen to Onside Radio anywhere and subscribe to your favorite podcast by downloading the radio.net app, MyTuner Radio app, the Podbean app. Man, we're on all of the apps right now. We're streaming all over the place. Make sure you subscribe to all the podcasts as well. It is OnsideRadio.com.
You can send them a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Listen to every Inter-Miami CF match on your home for La Rosa Negra. OnSideRadio.com. Catch us every day on the MyTuner Radio app.
All right, class. Let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him at the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Whoa! Awesome. Where were you, Jill?
Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
These are unprecedented times, challenging how the YMCA works to strengthen community as we have for nearly 170 years. But we've always found ways to help people and communities in times of crisis. Right now, Ys across the country are providing emergency childcare, shelter, food programs, and outreach to seniors. But we can't do it alone. Whether you're connected to the Y or have a fond Y memory, we need you to stay with us. Reach out to your local Y today and stay with us for a better us.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Let's get back to the 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. You can send them a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
8:53, Thursday morning. Oh, yeah, the week is almost over. 4th and 20, I'm Toasty as Marsh. Sean Stanley behind the board as always. I think it is time now for us to do some news.
4th and 20 news.
So the Heat are in the news today, not for the trade deadline, but because the county has gone ahead and come up with a deal for naming rights for the AAA. It will now be FTX Arena. FTX is a cryptocurrency exchange. It's where you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that stuff. So now it will be FTX Arena. It's a 19-year partnership, so it's going to be like that for the next 20 years. For the last 20 years, it's been the AAA.
It'll always be the AAA.
It's always going to be the AAA. Like, I mean...
FTX.
Like, who's going to say, hey, I'm going to the FTX tonight? You're going to the AAA. I mean, the only folks that'll say FTX are folks that just moved down here now. Anyone that's been here for the last 10, 15 years, it's the AAA. It's always going to be the AAA.
Always will be.
Sunrise is always going to be the BB&T.
Is it not anymore?
Well, I mean, at some point they're going to change it to Truist or whatever. But I mean, like, yeah, it's or it's just Sunrise because it's had so many damn names.
So a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people still call Hard Rock Joe Robbie.
Absolutely, yes. If you live down here that long, it always will be.
It'll always be pro player to me.
Yeah, it'll always be the AAA to me. Check this out. Israel's military was a bit too transparent about coronavirus testing sites. Officials published a map that had the civilians' testing sites on it, but also showed all the locations of their secret military installations. They had no idea they had done this. The local press saw the maps, published them, and was like, hey, military, you might want to go back and take those maps down. So, yeah. So now,
bad.
if you were paying attention and you're one of their... if you're one of their enemies, you now know where all of their secret military bases are within the country.
That's bad.
It is bad.
Oh.
Not as bad as this, though. A man was rushed to the emergency room after a sex session with his girlfriend resulted in his penis getting stuck in their bedroom door. That's right, in their bedroom door. Eric and Kate, they've been together for a couple of years. They retold their horror story on there's a TV show called Sex Sent Me to the ER. I've got to watch this. It's on TLC. Oh, my God. So here's the deal. They were doing some housework around the house, and they were putting a new doorknob on one of the doors, and they had to drill a really small hole because Kate likes to have these antique glass doorknobs. Well, they're kind of sitting there looking through the hole or whatever and get a little frisky, and decided, well, what if I stuck my you-know-what through the hole and we had sex with you on the other side of the door? Sure, why not? They gave it a try. Here's the problem. Once he got amorous, his member began to swell because of the blood flow. The hole he was in was really small, and he was stuck. He claims it was the most painful thing he's ever experienced.
Yes, I bet. Oh.
Katie was left horrified
Began to
and
swell.
tried helping him dislodge his unit using lubricants, including olive oil, shampoo, and butter, before eventually calling emergency services. Unfortunately, the paramedics couldn't do much, as it would take hours for the member to wear off. You know, he had taken enhancement pills. By that time, he could have lost all circulation to his member, and then that would be right? So they eventually cut around the hole, allowing them to safely get into a hospital, where then they removed the rest of the wood from his wood. On hold, the incident said Eric admitted that it has left him really embarrassed. Well, Eric, at least they didn't use your last name in this story because I would have said it on the air.
Oh, that's so bad.
That is just...
That's so painful.
Oh!
The word swell. Oh.
Well, and then could be splinter action happening because that's wood, bro. Like there's splinters there. Oh, a sliver. Oh, just stop. I can't do that.
Nope.
All right, so coming up next.
That's bad, dude.
Not only we got Adam Garcia talking baseball at 9:20. We got Parker Stats coming at 9:40. But coming up next, if you didn't miss it, or if you did miss it, NHL had a bit of a scandal erupt yesterday with one of their officials. There's a side to this story you may not be aware of that you will only hear right here on OnSideRadio.com, and that is coming up next.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Inter Miami CF.
His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain opens his account for Inter Miami.
OnSideRadio.com, where the passion for La Rosa Negra runs deep.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show him you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Guess what time it is?
Well, what time is it?
It's time to get
get some.
Get some. Get some.
Get some. Get some. Some what? Some what? Get some coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Then
We can start.
go to the show.
Here's Toast and Marsh.
.902, second hour. 4th and 20 on OnSideRadio.com. I'm Toast. He is Marsh. We'll be talking to some guests coming up later on in the hour. But first, we got to start off with what went down in the NHL. This was just phenomenal. And I was mostly amazed by the apparent shock and faux outrage that so many in the media and sports fans seem to have because didn't see the issue with this. I mean, like, this has been going on. The fact that this official was caught on a hot mic, admitting it, fine, but you haven't known that there have been makeup calls in all of the sports happening for our entire lives?
Yeah.
I mean, so let's go ahead and start off. This is referee Tim Peel. This happened during Tuesday night's game between Nashville and Detroit. He was caught on a hot mic discussing a tripping penalty he called with a fellow official. Peel admitted that the action that he called the penalty on wasn't for much. Let's roll that tape. Anytime.
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a penalty against Nashville early in the...
And then it just dies out and it goes to commercial.
Wow.
So the NHL comes out and they fired him for that. Which, okay, I get it, whatever. But here's the issue, is that there have been makeup calls happening in hockey my entire life. And that there are some officials that have retired that claim the NHL is fully aware of this and has advocated for this behind the scenes, behind closed doors for years. And so the fact that now they fire this guy because he let the cat out of the bag, like, bro, like, There's been makeup calls in the NBA.
I did not know that.
There's makeup calls in the NFL.
Yeah, you always kind of assume that,
always,
yeah.
right? I mean, like, come on. We know that's a thing.
So they fired him just because he said it?
They fired him
said
because,
that?
well, I guess because it was it was said in public. He was on a hot mic, and so he let the secret out of the bag. Here's the best part about this story, though, that I haven't heard anyone else talk about. I don't know when this happened, but Tim Peel is part of Florida Panther lore. There is a game, I'm not sure when this game happened, against the St. Louis Blues, where the Blues, down in their own end, sent the puck into the Panthers' end, and it hit Tim Peel in the nuts. And it deflected behind Roberto Luongo and was a goal. This is the highlight.
Well, not the Panthers yet.
Oh, no! Deflection of the net!
And that's going to count.
It hit the referee in the corner. He's down injured, and it went in.
I have never seen this. I saw it in a video because I wanted to see if a goal like that would count. The referee is very much part of the game, and that goal would count. I've never seen this.
And Tim Peel is hurt. Look at that. It hits Peel and bounces in. And Peel is down, still on one knee. This one caught him right in the midsection. Look at that.
Or the nuts, yeah.
I mean, you can't get a worse break than that.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
impossible to.
Yeah, he was talking about the Panthers, too. Yeah, that was Goldie on the call right there. So, yeah, man, he's part of Panthers lore. He scored a goal against the Panthers when a cup ricocheted off of his testicles.
That's so bad.
It's just phenomenal.
That's so bad. That poor guy.
So, I mean, are you pissed that, like, did you not know there were makeup calls happening like that officials do, like baseball officials?
I didn't know it was
miss
an
a ball
NHL
strike
thing.
And well, I don't think it's NHL. It's just all sports.
Okay. Yeah.
It's makeup calls.
I mean, I knew that it was happening in the NBA, but wow.
And I get where an official would do that. I mean, in their mind, I just screwed up. I gave them a penalty. I got to make it right so that it evens out. I get where they're going in their mind. And listen, we all know that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more surprised at the NHL's reaction to the fact that this now became public. Because I didn't think that it was, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was that big of a secret. I just thought we all knew that there's makeup calls in all sports. I just thought we've all watched enough sports to realize, oh, yeah, that was a makeup call.
So if he just didn't say that on a hot mic, he'd still be employed.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
You know, if he was just saying that to his other ref and it wasn't picked up, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Had to call an effing
Because the other ref was probably like, yeah, bro, I do the same thing. I did the same thing last night. I mean, like, hello.
Poor
so
guy.
I was just surprised. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised by the reaction. It sucks that he got fired.
Yeah.
I don't know how good of an official he is, but yeah.
I still can't get over the nut. The
nut
goal.
shot's the best part. The nut goal is phenomenal. Roberto Luongo was pissed. Like, seriously? Like,
yeah, it wasn't the ref's fault. Like, just funny placement.
NHL says there's nothing more important than ensuring the integrity of our game. Okay, sure, the integrity of our game. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
All right. I don't know, man.
Panthers need to win tonight.
Panthers do need to win tonight. Panthers, we do not want the Panthers to fall into what is happening to the Heat. We cannot have both of them all of a sudden, hit a slide simultaneously.
Well, and these are the games that we've talked about this, that because this division is so, tight with the Lightning and also the the Hurricanes, these are the games, against the Blackhawks that you have to win.
Well, and here's the thing. So with this, you've lost 2 in a row. Lightning have won 5 in a row. So now all of a sudden you're 6 points back of the Lightning. So now, listen, you're still 9 points ahead of the Blackhawks for that 4th spot.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a little separation happening here now. So now it looks like it's us and the Carolina Hurricanes battling for the number 2 seed right now. Listen, Tampa Bay is really, really good. They're the best team in hockey. So I'm not expecting us to finish in front of them. If we face them in the playoffs, I'm not expecting us to beat them. They are just a really, really good, and they have the trophies to prove it.
Is Barkov back?
I don't know if Barkov is back yet. He hasn't been back in these 2. He's still out tonight. Now, I do know that Coach Q said he did not anticipate this being a long-term thing. 3 games, though, I'm hoping that it's not going to be 4. I'm hoping it doesn't get past 5. when he says that, I'm assuming it's no more than like a week.
He's crucial, man.
He is absolutely crucial to everything we do. So the Panthers got to end this 2-game losing streak and get back on the winning side of things.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Lost 3 out of 4. So
yeah.
When's this road trip? I know the road trip just started.
Yeah, you're in Chicago tonight, and then you're in Dallas on Saturday, and then you've got Dallas again on Sunday, and then you're back home against the Red Wings on, was that Tuesday?
Yeah, back home on Tuesday, and then 2 games against Detroit, 2 games against Columbus.
Detroit you should be able to beat up on. You'd like to hope. And, yeah.
We played well against Detroit this year. So.
God, meanwhile, the Heat don't have a whole lot of easy games coming up.
No, they don't.
Charlotte, the Knicks. Say what you will about the Knicks.
The Lakers are right around the corner.
No pushover. You got Pacers again. Got the Warriors coming to town.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, baby. We need a trade.
And then after the Lakers come to town, it's mid-April. Then we go on the West Coast, the coast of pain.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's today the roundtable discussion on Onside Radio is whether the Heat makes a trade or not, and what is considered a successful season this year for our Miami Heat.
That's a tough question because last year, I'm not saying it was a fluke, but it was so unexpected to get to the finals that. I mean, going to the finals every year, that's not going to happen. And so what is considered a successful
happens if you have
season?
LeBron.
If you're one of those teams, then, a finals appearance is expected, and anything less of that is a failure.
Right.
Right now, with the Heat, what would be considered a failure for a season, and what would be considered success? I'd say like a second round.
I think the Heat... A successful season is the Heat making the Eastern Conference semifinals. I think that's right. That would be like a reasonable expectation.
Got to get past the first round.
Got to get past the first round. And yes, they got to make a trade. Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to. And listen, this is not a franchise certainly with Pat Riley. Listen, Pat Riley's an old guy. He's an old guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of years left doing this. And so he is not into a long-term rebuilding sort of a thing. This is win now. And if this is win now, then guess what? Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson don't matter that much. Because what are they giving us right now? What are each of those guys giving us right now to win this year? Nothing.
I still think Hero is going to be part of the bigger picture.
He's 21. I get it. There's a lot of years left on him. I get it. Duncan's a different story. He's 26. He's going to be a restricted free agent. He's going to cost like $14 million, which I don't think he's worth. I get there's a huge difference there. But do you allow a possible future with Hero to remove contention for the next 2 to 3 years?
The thing is, you have to add a piece, but
if you don't add Lowry, then you're not adding a piece this year.
No,
you're waiting for free agency to add that piece for next year. So that means you're done this year. You're running with what you got this year.
Yeah,
which means this team is what most likely going out in the first round.
This team is so frustrating, though. It's because but
if they're playing Milwaukee or Brooklyn or Philadelphia in the first round, they're I don't know, man. Not the way they're set up right now.
No,
they're not winning that series.
Well, you'd like to think that best case scenario we can get the 4 seed or 5 seed, so we wouldn't have to.
You drop to 6, 7, or 8, you're screwed.
Yes, yeah, because then you are playing those tough those top teams in the first round.
You want to run against the Celtics or the Hawks or whatever. Okay,
or the Knicks.
Right, we can roll the dice on that.
And I think it's hard to. Last year was so crazy with how Hero exploded in the bubble. Is that I think people's view of him as a player, and Ira's told us this before, that we have to remember and realize what kind of a player Tyler Hero is. He's not like a 20, 25 point.
No, he's a
guy.
Sixth man, isn't he? He's basically a sixth man off the bench, that spark plug guy. He's not a consistent starter in the NBA.
He's not a consistent scorer.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people view him as that.
I think you're 100% correct on that. And I think the bubble was part of that reason why.
And so I would like to hold on to Hero because I think that his career is going to be – he's going to end up finding his
But
groove.
do you hold on to him and in the process just, give up on the next 2 years?
You still try and move Duncan by the end of, by
You're
today.
not. Yes.
But I don't think the Raptors are going to budge.
No. Yeah, they're not.
So, Pat,
I think you got to pull the trigger. Listen, I know you don't want to give up Tyler. And listen, if I'm giving up Tyler, I'm getting Powell too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not just giving up Tyler for Lowry. Lowry is 34.
Yeah, 34.
He's a free agent after this year. So no, I'm gonna need a younger piece if I'm giving up Hero, and that means I'm getting Powell. And I'll be honest, a guy like Powell at his age is not come available often in the NBA for a trade. He can pull that off. I will take Powell and give up Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I would do that, and I still think that the Heat get LaMarcus Aldridge too. I feel like that's
I
think
they also will get JJ if they make this trade. I think they also get JJ Redick on a buyout as well. So you've got that sharpshooter.
Yeah.
To because you've just lost Duncan, you've lost Tyler. You need that guy. So I think all that
JJ
comes,
is just like a veteran version of
Right,
Duncan, who's
right.
probably a little bit more consistent.
Right. So I think that's what you're looking at. But yeah, I mean, if Riley and the team do that, then I can see this team making a significant run to an Eastern Conference semifinal, and then at that point you roll the dice and you see what happens in a best of 7.
And I trust this team in the playoffs. I think
do too.
I think that this team finds their groove.
Certainly
in the playoffs.
Jimmy.
And Spoelstra.
Yep.
And so
And Goran.
And yeah, so I don't know, man. And I saw last night that Terrence Ross is now we might try and go after Terrence Ross from the Magic, who's a Heat killer. So I don't know what's happening. I don't like every player in the NBA is apparently
everybody. Aaron
Heat
Gordon
target.
asking for a trade from Orlando, but then he heard the Celtics were involved and was like, no, maybe not. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's so annoying.
It's insane.
I just want to. I never want to hear the words Kyle Lowry is a potential target for the Heat again.
Yes.
Because I've heard that 50 times.
We're going to talk to Edwin Garcia coming up next. We have a fantasy baseball draft.
Yes.
Do we have all of our people yet?
Got all the emails.
You got all the emails. All right,
Yeah.
so get those to me so we can plug those in, get their invitations sent out. Edwin is going to help us with some draft preparation.
Okay.
Who to touch, who not to touch, because I know that neither one of us, we got to do some homeworks.
I was talking to someone about it last
Yeah?
night, so as long as I get DJ LeMahieu.
Well, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you don't. I'm going to I hope that I draft right in front of you so I can just take Yankees and just piss you off.
That's what some guys told me last night.
I'm just going to go right in front. I'm going to set the draft order so I pick right. I'm not even going to do a random. I'm going to manually set the draft order. I won't have the number 1 overall pick, but I will always pick right in front of Marsh. And I'm just going to pick Yankees. I'm going to pick all the Yankees right before you can. And I hate the Yankees.
I know.
It'll be
it's
fun
so
just to
mean.
upset Marsh.
Yeah.
Because he's such a nice, sweet boy. And he'll get all frustrated. Because he loves his DJ LeMahieu.
I love DJ.
He loves his DJ. Got a big poster on his ceiling. Loves DJ. We'll talk to Edwin Garcia, do a little baseball with the crew from Lemon City. Coming up next on OnSideRadio.com.
You can send them a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
Hello, Inter Miami CF fans! Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
If you missed Omar Kelly and the Miami Dolphins report sponsored by EJDconstruction.com today, you missed this.
When we're talking about building it and building things right, like EJD Construction does, when we're talking about building things right, look at what the Dolphins have done with free agency over the past couple of years. Just look at last year's deal. Which contract did you sign last year that was a good contract? that you feel like you've got value for? You feel like the players are going to play the entire duration of their career? You feel like you're not overpaying?
Omar Kelly and the Miami Dolphins Report, brought to you by EJD Construction. Count on a company that's an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. EJDconstruction.com.
The fighting spirit of the Marine Corps is born of battles won. Battles won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's a promise made to you for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
Brace yourself. You might not hear what you want. You can always expect Omar to keep it real, whether you like it or not. It's time for the
9:21. 4th and 20 on a Thursday morning. Getting a little heat, a little humidity back out there. Yeah, baby. Spring is over. Summer's coming up. Oh, boy. You're ready to sweat.
It's so hot.
I know. It will be so like this until like December. We're going to go out to one of our favorite people right now. You can see him and his crew. Sometimes they do Evening Juice with Lemon City Live on YouTube and everything. It is Mr. Edwin Garcia. Good morning, Edwin. How are you?
Edwin!
Hey, guys. How's it going? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, man. It's going good. Before we get into fantasy baseball and baseball stuff, you got to check this out. So you know where the station is here. You know, there's a McDonald's across the street. Yesterday, Marsh went to the McDonald's like he does like 3 or 4 times a week, and he got his order. And the lady handed him his order, said, "Here you go," gave him the bag. And instead of saying thank you, he looked at her and said, "I love you." And was so embarrassed he just drove away.
It was so awkward. I just sped off.
Yeah, I love you.
I got that same relationship with most of my McDonald's drive-thru.
Listen, man, it's a good relationship to have. You can pull that off. You know, get an extra, hash brown every now and again. You know, that's how you say love.
Man.
Yeah,
I love that place, man. You know, I love that place.
I do. I love it. I loved all the McDonald's talk. I was see. Let me ask you. I don't like pickles on my sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't like ordering no pickles because I feel like I don't want to disturb the flow of how they're making the burgers and stuff. Like I'm kind of like I feel like it's the soup Nazi, and I don't want to like change the order at all.
Yes,
I feel the same
weird?
way. Bro, I do that same thing at Chick-fil-A.
So I'm concerned. I would be concerned that someone would pick the pickles off of the burger and then put the bun back on it. Like I'd be worried that if I ordered a burger without pickles, they'd make the burger and then someone would go back and take the pickles off, and then I'm getting skeeved out because I don't want you touching it after it's done.
Exactly. I'm all for taking it out myself.
Sure,
like I've gotten used to that little pickle residue flavor.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoy that. I just don't want to bite into a pickle.
Yeah.
You know?
The best part is
right there with you.
If you do the drive-through and then you're driving away, you just flick that pickle out the window and it'll stick to someone's car.
Yes. Oh, man, I used to do that all through high school.
People get home,
summer,
they got dried
dry
pickles.
up.
They got dried pickles on the side of their car.
Ew.
It's just phenomenal. We're such asses. Oh, God. All right, so Edwin, man, so check this out. We got we're doing a fantasy baseball league for the, neither one of us have played fantasy baseball in a while. And here's the one here's the one curveball I've thrown into this. And that is, because I've always wanted to do this in fantasy baseball, and that is have a keeper league.
Oh, okay.
Right? So basically what's going to happen is we're all going to do our draft this year, but next year's deal, each team is going to be able to hold back 3 players that will not be drafted.
Nice.
So you now have to start thinking about, prioritizing youth instead of just, complete talent. So that's the little curveball we're going to throw into it. Do you have any sort of fantasy baseball advice or players you would stay away from or you would touch? Or I know you like you like baseball.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so when it comes to fantasy baseball, I've been doing fantasy baseball for a long time. I've been fortunate. I've won a couple of leagues, but that's, it's been a little while. Baseball, I've been doing this one league probably for like 15 years on Yahoo with like more or less the same group of people, and I think I only know 1 or 2 people in that league. It's all like online people. And we've been doing it for a while. I think at one point I remember doing what was it, when Mark McGuire was still playing, I remember playing fantasy baseball.
Oh, wow,
So
yeah.
I've been doing this, unfortunately for way too long. But I will tell you, that's a problem, though, because the players to stay away from, what I always succumb to is I start drafting guys that in my head I still like watching, I still idolize, but they're not any good anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been my issue where, I'll draft a team and they'll be like, oh, bro, dude, that team would be awesome 7 years ago.
Exactly. That's number one problem for people who are baseball fans when they're drafting their baseball team is exactly that. So I'm going to try and stay away from someone we talked about last week, Miggy.
Okay,
I mean, Cabrera, he's up there. This is he's going to be chasing records, but that's a bad Detroit team. He's not going to get a lot of opportunities. Another guy that's still in your mind is still like heroic and this godlike, Pujols. That's another one where you're just like, and I'm like I said, I'm guilty of this. I always come to this, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh man, I got Pujols and Miggy. And like you said, yeah, that was great 7 years ago. But one guy that, or 2 current guys that I'm looking at that I'm trying to stay away from. One, I'm sorry, Marsh. I know you and I were Yankee fans, but Giancarlo Stanton, man.
Yeah.
I can't. Can you guys name a Stanton highlight in a Yankee uniform or a memory of him in a Yankee uniform at all? Is there anything that stands out?
Just him on the disabled list.
I remember one home run he hit like in a playing game, and that's it. I guess his first at bat as a Yankee was a home run.
His first at bat. It's been all downhill since
bro,
then.
I don't know. Like this year, if Toast and I have like debated many times on this show, like what's how much of Giancarlo Stanton are we going to see this year? And I don't know. I just don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's very.
I'm telling you, it's scary. And another guy I'm looking to stay away from. I'm staying away from every Houston Astro. Somebody's getting hurt.
Yes.
One of those guys, they're all going to get drilled. They're all going to get beamed.
Yep.
There's going to be suspensions. So don't, especially at the beginning of the season, don't handicap your team by drafting too many Astros here, man. That's because they got away scot-free last season with the no fans and none of that stuff. This is going to be a whole new monster. And thankfully, it looks like we're coming out of this COVID little by little, that by the end of the baseball season, we should have more and more fans as the season goes on. So, yeah, more and more hecklers, more and more people talking trash, and it's going to be a lot harder to be a Houston Astro.
Okay, so Edwin, I've never played fantasy baseball before, and so I'm not like that familiar with the point system.
We're doing rotisserie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know what that means.
So basically, there are 5 offensive categories and 5 pitching categories.
Okay.
And there's 12 teams in the league. Based on where you are, you will get, like, if you're leading the league in home runs, your team, you get 12 points for the home runs.
Okay.
And the last place team is only going to get 1 point. And you add up your points, and that's the standings.
Okay. So that being said, would you say taking a pitcher in the first round is a smart move?
Yes, and it depends. Like, here's the thing. Rotisserie is tough, man, because the season can end kind of early. If somebody's pulling away with it for a while, it's hard to chip away and really, come back and catch up in certain categories. I'm more of a head-to-head guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like treating each matchup. It's basically just like rotisserie, but you're doing it once a week. And then whatever categories you win, you get 1 point for each category you win. But when it comes to pitchers, man, it's just like honestly, it's just like hitting. If you can get a couple of good pitchers that can dominate and really just like you can control a whole statistical category, whether it's saves or you got like a strikeout heavy couple of pitchers there, That's guaranteed points. But you got to hit on a pitcher early in the first. If you're going to go first round, you got to hit on somebody like a no-doubter, Jacob deGrom, maybe a Garrett Cole, somebody like that. Because with hitting, when you draft a hitter or a fielder, you're going to have them, 6-7 days a week.
Right.
When a pitcher's only going to give you points once every 5 days.
Yeah.
So you got to value that, especially first round, man. Most of these, when you look at these teams that win, they might have one good starter, but it's probably somebody that fell off into like a middle round. And then it's a lot of relief pitching, and especially in rotisserie leagues, people it's almost like stock market. You're picking up guys and selling that same way, picking up, selling, drop, buy, sell, all throughout the week. And there's a lot of movement, man.
Well, let me ask you, do you think we should change our scoring system from rotisserie to head-to-head?
I think head-to-head would probably be more fun, and it allows for more trash talking between people. How many people are in the league?
It'd be 12 teams.
Yeah, do head-to-head, especially if it's the first time and you guys haven't done it. Like, rotisserie is for, like, real – maybe it's a little a next-level real baseball fantasy geek stuff. You know what I mean?
All right. So maybe I'll switch over to head-to-head.
That would be my tip.
All right. That way someone can't just run away with it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Let me ask you this.
It keeps things fresh.
Let me ask you this. Is there, like, a good sleeper that you're keeping your eye on?
Honestly, there's going to be a lot of good sleepers because most of the pre-rankings are going to be based on last year's season, which was a strike-shortened season. It was a COVID-shortened season. Some guys just didn't get into it. Guys like Christian Yelich are slipping past the first round. That guy was an MVP.
Right.
You know what I mean? Last year was not the perfect example of what he's capable of. It's everything he's done before. And when he goes back to a full year, you're going to see that change in him. So I got my eye on guys like that sliding out. Trevor Story's another one that people, he's considered like first round talent, but he's sliding out into maybe second, in some cases third rounds. But there's going to be plenty of guys there in like that second or third round. And those guys are going to be your big time starters, man. You're going to count heavy on those guys. So you're going to get there's a lot of good talent there in the second or third round, but like a true sleeper, man, I like Gleyber Torres because he plays the Orioles a bunch of times.
Yeah, dude. Yes. I don't know what it is, man, but he tees off on the Orioles.
What about one of these Marlins starters? Which one would you want to have in your rotation?
Oh, Marlins. Oh, the starters, man. Sandy's going to be a stud, and who could I think right now Bass is the named closer for the Marlins. But any closer that you can get on any of these lower end teams like a Marlins, maybe even like a Brewers, something like it depends who it is. If you look at one of these mid-table teams, you can get their closer later on in the draft. That's a good pickup for you. And you don't have to spend a good first-round pick on it.
Nice,
remember, there's 30 closers in baseball, so there's plenty of opportunities. And saves are crucial, man. You got to get this. If you can lock down saves, that's easy points every week, man. If people overlook it, everybody thinks starters and wins and losses. No, go for the saves, man. It's an easy one.
He is Edwin Garcia. Edwin, when is the next evening with the evening juice with Lemon City Live airing?
Oh, man. We're streaming every Tuesday night and Friday night. Friday nights, we're doing the baseball card openings. I've ordered, I think it'll be here by Friday, 88 Donruss with Dale Murphy.
I love Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy, baby. Yeah. I love it. That is awesome. That is good stuff, man.
Friday at 9 o'clock.
Awesome, man. So check them out, Evening Juice with Lemon City Live. Edwin, we'll talk to you next week, bro. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Edwin.
All right, buddy. You guys take care. Have a great one.
You too, bro. Great stuff, man. Love those guys.
He's
good,
awesome.
Good stuff, man. Reminder, every day after we're done, Kai comes in, hosts Kai's Corner, 10 a.m. until noon. Although not today, because today we got a special deal. Ira and Ethan doing 10 to 11 with an NBA trade deadline show. There you go. They're going to talk all about how the Heat are going to disappoint us all.
You can reach out to Toast and Marsh by dialing 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Download the radio.net app so you can listen to OnsideRadio.com everywhere you go.
She's kind of a big deal. Some people like to say it's only because of how she looks. She sticks her tongue out a lot. But there's just something about her that makes people do crazy things, like get tattoos of her face or wait in line for hours just to say hi. Lil Bub is a 2-year-old cat, an Instagram celebrity with a following bigger than some 90s television stars. And it all started because she was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Lil Bub, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Good morning, Miami. I'm Marsh with your Onside Sports Morning Update. Still no trade news to report on for the Heat, as the NBA trade deadline is today at 3 o'clock Eastern. Miami is back on the court tonight against the Trailblazers as the Heat try to end their 4-game losing streak. Tip-off from the AAA is at 7:30. And the Panthers are in Chicago tonight against the Blackhawks. That game starting at 8 o'clock. Florida has lost 2 straight in 3 of their last 4. This is South Florida's new choice for local sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
9:37 Thursday morning. OnsideRadio.com, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to those channels. Please set your notifications. This is 4th and 20. I am Toast. He is Marsh. And right now, we're going to bring on a man known as Parker Stats from FootballOutsiders.com. Easy for me to say. Good morning, Parker. How you doing?
Hi, Parker.
Hey, guys. Doing great.
Excellent. All right, so, Parker, I got an issue. I got an issue with you. I got an issue. A couple days ago, you went ahead and you tweeted out your 2021 Returning Talent Index. And I went ahead and I liked it. And within, moments of you tweeting that out, I got Canes fans all going, oh, here we go, 11-1, 10-2, 12-0. We're going to the college football playoff. It's all your fault.
You know, I can't be held responsible for the roller coaster of emotion that is college football fandom. But, man, the Miami Hurricanes have a lot going for them coming back this fall. So I can get why being excited. But, yeah, looking at the first game on that schedule at Alabama, maybe we should temper those expectations in light of what's going to happen on the field.
Well, Parker, let me ask you this, because there is one stat that has become, and I host a podcast with a couple buddies, Miami Hurricanes podcast, and there's one stat that gets bandied about the last few years that drives me crazy. And it is a stat called blue chip ratio. And I can't stand when people talk about the blue chip ratio. And when I look at your returning talent index, how similar is this to blue chip ratio?
So I haven't actually run the numbers on it because I'm a little bit skeptical of it too. Well, let me contextualize that. Bud Elliott's a friend of mine, really sharp guy, does great work. I think the blue chip ratio, he does a really good job of saying, hey, if I was going to pick a team to win a national championship, it would be kind of in this group. And that more or less holds. It's also untested because we don't have a good counterfactual, and I'm a nerd and won't talk too much about that. But it gets overstated for sure. This I think is different than the blue chip ratio because it's not necessarily saying these are the teams that are going to win a national championship. It's saying given the inflow and outflow of talent, accounting for kind of experience and who's been productive in the past, how much better or worse did your team get this offseason? And so that's really what the returning talent index is trying to show. So I have Miami as a 2.45. I just standardized that, which means I made the average 0. And so 2.45 means Miami is 2.45 standard deviations better than an average team, which just means substantially better. They improved a lot more than the average team did. So it's not necessarily saying, hey, these teams are going to win. I think I make a joke in the article about, put all your money on LSU, Oregon, Miami and Oklahoma in the playoff. And I don't really mean that. Don't do that. But it is just a way to say, hey, who should take a substantial step forward, or at the bottom of the list, who should take a substantial step back, given what we know kind of about the influx of talent and the returning production of players in college football.
Okay, so Parker, I don't know how long you've been following that stat, but in your experience, has that the returning index, has that resulted into more wins for these teams, or does that factor into that?
Yes. So I mean, it's almost trivially true that like people who bring back a really good quarterback and a solid defense are going to be better in the next year. And you look at a lot of, I'm a TCU guy, and so you think about 2013, TCU went 4-8, got a couple of unlucky bounces, ended up starting Trevon Boykin, who in no way, shape, or form was a quarterback that year. 2014, they come back, they're 14-1, they're kicking people out the door left and right. And so I think Notre Dame, the 2011 year, them getting killed by Alabama aside, the year before they went 4-8 as well, but they returned a ton of production. And so it's like a generally good heuristic. I haven't back tested this. This is just kind of a stat. I stumbled across a way to get some of that like transfer portal data, which we don't have really well systematized. And so I use that just kind of off the cuff, not to tease my own work in the future, but I'm definitely going to be writing more about this and back testing and seeing how that correlates to wins. Also implied win probabilities on the schedule, which kind of ties into Miami having high expectations. You've got Clemson and Alabama on your schedule, who are both top 10 returning talent teams. And that's going to matter for what our expectations are.
Parker, when you're putting all this together, when you're talking about for the talent level of those returning, how much of that is based on where they were rated as a recruit, like star-wise, and how much of that is based on their on-field production last year in the backup role?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So I use the 247 rating, not the stars, but the actual number, to rate incoming talent, whether that's transfers or recruits. And then what I do for returning production, and I'm hesitant to use that word because sports analytics godfather and our friend Bill Conley has been talking about returning production for a while. So not trying to take his word there. But when you're talking about someone coming back, the way that he does it, he does percent of total yards. So if Derek King had, I don't know the number in front of me, I'm bad with total yards, but if he had 1,500 passing yards last year, Miami would get credit for 100% of returning production because he's bringing back all 1,500 of those passing yards, for instance. And what I do is I actually standardize and index that to like a Power 5 average. And so I don't it gets a little complicated because I use a couple more advanced player stats than just total yards, but basically saying what would an average player do? And then how much production relative to an average player are you bringing back? So like Derek King from Miami is going to be bringing back more than 100% of average production because he's was a lot better than an average quarterback last year. And so it's a mix of talent and production. I haven't found a good or sensible way to incorporate ratings and production in the same player. I kind of use them right now as an inflow outflow measure, and then use production for players who have been on the team.
Okay, so Parker, with all this, returning talent, we have De'Ara King back, we have experienced offensive line. Do you think it's would be crazy to say Miami goes 10-2 this year?
Oh my God, here we go. Hey,
no, hold on, time out. Me and Parker have talked about this many times over DM, and he can't understand why I'm predicting 8-4. So I just wanted to just wanted to see what Parker's thoughts were.
Yeah, so I figured I'd get this question. So I pulled up the Miami schedule, and I gotta say, I don't mean any disrespect for anyone who is involved in running the program, but what are you doing scheduling Alabama on a year that you missed Clemson? That just seems like, man, you could have just scheduled Southwest.
We ain't missing
Correctional
Clemson.
State.
We're not missing Clemson. We'll see them in the ACC title game.
Hopefully. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, that I think is rough. So looking at the schedule, I mean, Miami's probably going to beat Appalachian State, but man, the Alabama back to back is a hard counterpunch to start. And then the only game that I really have circled is like North Carolina, NC State, and Florida State. And so I could see a lot going wrong. I could see a lot going right. I'm very high on Rhett Lashley. I think a full offseason of him with King, even if Miami doesn't have, quote unquote, the names at playmaker, they're returning, what is it? Pope and
Wiggins.
Who's the other receiver whose name is
Mike Harley.
Mike Harley.
Yeah. And so they've got some guys who've been there. Timing is really important. And last year at the beginning of the season, Miami was all like boom and bust. It was like, we can't move the ball, and then we get an explosive play. And then I think with the full offseason of Lashley's shown offenses that can move the ball consistently and explosively. And so I'm actually confident that the offense will take a step forward. And again, you miss Clemson in the regular season. You get, games that might trap you. You get NC State at home. They were pretty solid last year and have a transfer quarterback coming in. And so if you can just take care of business and be 2-1 and I guess 3-1 with that Central Connecticut game in non-con.
Yeah,
I think 8 wins would be like worst case scenario.
All right, Parker. So sitting here looking at the at your whole index, and you had them ranked 1 through 25. So folks know Miami was at number 3, Florida State at number 19. Florida didn't even make it onto this list. Looking at this, there are a couple teams that kind of jumped out at me because they're not traditional powers, but you have them in the middle of the pack, and that is Maryland and Ole Miss. Both have new coaches over the last couple of years. Are those two teams that you think could really surprise people and have really good seasons this year?
Really good seasons? No.
Okay.
Really, really interesting seasons with offenses that are extremely fun? Yes. So Ole Miss, they were just 4-5 last year, but they averaged over 0.1 of a point per play expectation. So that was a really convoluted way to say EPA per play. They were at 0.141, which is really, really good. That was like 12th in the nation on offense. Matt Corral's a really good quarterback. They have some receivers that are really, really know what they're doing. And obviously Lane Kiffin knows what he's doing on offense. Maryland, on the other hand, they were 37th in EPA per play and a little bit of like boom and bust. Minnesota game, Penn State game, really, really fun. Tua Tagovailoa's brother comes back. Talia, I believe is his name. And for Maryland, they have recruited really, really well. They've got a lot of depth. They're returning a lot of production. I think they'll stick somebody this year. I don't think that they'll come anywhere near the Big Ten championship, but their offense is going to be so high powered. Dan Enos is up there now.
Oh God.
I say that as contextualized. Dan Enos with
Loxley
reins on is up there.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I think both of those offenses will be really, really similar in that they're in really, really tough divisions and their teams still have a long way to go, but they're returning a solid quarterback. The offense really clicked down the stretch. And I think both of them could be really, really fun.
Okay. And so, Parker, I know, you're a big Rhett Lashley guy. You're a Texas guy. Do you think this is Miami's last season with him?
It would. I mean, if they have a really good season again, like even an above average competent season on offense like they did last year again, and with what I think King will do, it's hard to see Lashley not getting a job. I have no idea to like forecast where that is. But I mean, his name was getting thrown around last year.
Yes,
I think he's a little bit smarter than taking USF. Well, not to say that taking USF is like a bad bet, but like in his career, he can get a P5 job as his next step.
Right.
And so I think he'll be getting P5 offers this offseason. it kind of depends on lay of the land. I think he's been pretty selective with his situation. So we'll kind of see how that goes.
Parker, man, this is great stuff. You can check out his stuff at footballoutsiders.com. And anytime you do a top 25 with any sort of stats that doesn't include Florida, we're going to love it down here. So we thank you for that very, very much, bro.
Thanks, Parker.
Yeah, absolutely. Good talking to you guys.
Have a great weekend, man. Oh, that's good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
Dude, I could talk to him all day.
My buddy, Bob Conley in Ohio, that listens to this show, he might be naked now because of that segment. He is a stats whore and analytics guy. Oh, my God, bro, he is going to,
Parker's turned me on to analytics, man.
Yeah.
It's a fun way to look at football.
It's a different way, and it's certainly, it's like that third eye in your head.
Yeah.
Opens up, you're like,
so
oh, no
sick.
kidding. All right, we got to take a quick break. Going on to the last segment of the show. Coming up next, this is OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me, I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Start your morning every morning at 8 a.m. with 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. The boys cover all the local sports stories while providing some great Miami Hurricanes insight. Download, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. 4th and 20, 8 to 10 a.m., only at OnsideRadio.com.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
A message to help keep you safe. If doctors told us today that we'd made a breakthrough on COVID-19, saving thousands of lives, we would rejoice. Finally, a good news day. We'd feel less afraid that our loved ones would be struck by the invisible enemy. We'd start to feel hope that we could live our lives again. Well, a mask does all that. We can help protect others by covering our noses and mouths, which is how the virus mainly spreads. Masks are a ticket to freedom, to be out in the world, to getting together, back to work, back to doing what we want. If doctors announced we could save lives today, we would grab that breakthrough with both hands. While we wait for a vaccine, grab the breakthrough that's already here. When we're out, it's masks on.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
$9.53. 4th and 20, Toast and Marsh. So, bro, some funny stories happened here yesterday in South Florida. The lady in the drain.
Yeah, I did see
Oh,
that.
my God.
Yeah, was that Deerfield?
Delray.
Delray.
This is insane.
Scary.
Yeah, a missing woman pulled from a sewer in Delray Beach on Tuesday. Claims she'd been down there for 3 weeks. Lindsay Kennedy told Delray, she's 43, told Delray Beach police she went for a swim in a canal near her boyfriend's house. Well, there's your first mistake. You don't ever go swimming in a canal in South Florida. She became curious when she saw like a door kind of like in the water there and opened it and kind of went into a tunnel system. And while she got lost, she spent 3 weeks down there. Tuesday afternoon, some poor lady's parking her car on Atlantic Avenue by a sewer drain, and all of a sudden, here's a lady screaming for her, help, help, get me out of here.
How is she alive?
Right? She was dehydrated. I don't know what the hell. I can't even think about
Yeah,
what she was eating. Oh, my God. Been down there for 3 weeks.
Wow. That's disgusting.
That's insane.
Oh.
That is insane. Like, oh, my God. I can't even. Just absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Now she is. She's had some issues in life.
Yeah.
You know, she's admitted she doesn't always make the best decisions, like swimming in canals
and opening doors.
Yeah, she's gone missing before.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Is she homeless?
No, she had just moved in with her boyfriend. They've been having some issues. I don't know, man. You know, it seems like she's got some issues going on in life. But, bro, 3 weeks in a sewer system? They pulled her out naked. She was naked.
Ew.
Dehydrated. Can't imagine what she smelled like being in the sewer for 3
what I was
weeks.
thinking.
Oh, good heavens. And then yesterday, you had just pure comedy happening on the TV for the better part of an hour. Bro, let me explain something to you. If you don't own a cat, bro, cats... If a cat got somewhere, a cat can get itself off of something. There was a cat on a light fixture on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Bro, did you see the firefighters trying to corral the cat?
Yes.
Like, really, guys? Come on. Let it be, bro. It'll get down when it wants to get down.
I saw the picture.
They're running across the bridge, running back across the bridge. They can't catch the cat. Finally, like, oh, whatever, let's just leave it alone. Okay.
That was in Fort Lauderdale?
That was Fort Lauderdale Beach, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, for like an hour, we're watching these guys trying to get a cat off of a light. Like, really?
I saw on Twitter Will Manso tweeted like his...
He did play-by-play.
Yeah, his sportscast got like delayed because they were...
Manso's doing play-by-play and they're trying to get the cat with a big net. And the cat's like, get the hell away from me. Like, all right, if guys are going to be an ass, I'll just get down on my own.
Yeah.
Then they try to chase him. And he's like, get the hell away from me. And he runs away.
Silly firefighter.
It's a cat, bro. You're not catching the cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess there was no, they had nothing else to do yesterday.
Yes,
There were no
clearly.
fires, so screw it.
Oh, poor cat. It must have been
I didn't
so
think
scared.
that firefighters actually responded to calls of cats. I thought that was like a cartoon thing.
Yeah, I
Or
thought
like
it was just a joke.
or like a joke. They legitimately, we actually sent out Fort Lauderdale Station 12 because there was a cat on a light. And they spent an hour trying, like 5 guys trying to get this thing.
I listened to it on Channel 7 on the Facebook feed, and they're trying to explain how this is good for the firefighters because they get to work on skills that they don't necessarily get to work on all the time.
I'm sure, yes, absolutely. 100%. I'm sure they're all better firefighters today because they had to chase a cat around off a light post yesterday.
They were applauded when they got back to the station.
Only reason why they were there, bro, is because it was a nice day yesterday. It wasn't too hot. If it was 95 degrees, they would have been like, hell no. Cat'll be fine.
Oh, my gosh.
We got to get on out of here, man. Listen up. NBA fans, you got a very special hour coming up right now. Ethan Skolnick, Ira Winterman are going to break down from right now from 10 to 11 everything NBA-wise. Trade deadline is happening now. We are 5 hours away from hopefully the Heat making a move, and they will have all the up-to-date information. That gets underway next. We'll see you guys tomorrow on a Friday version. This is OnsideRadio.com.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball!